save your life. And every night I will be with you. 'Cause every night I still lay you in that dream of the next solution. 'Cause every night I will make it right. And every night I will come to you. But every night it just stays the same in my dream of the next solution.
Welcome again, yo, everyone. The Starlight Let's Players here, and welcome to part 5 of Skullgirls' second Encore. This time we're going to be going through Miss Fortune's storyline.
You hear the news? Skullgirls been going after all those families in Maple Crest.
Looks like this new Skullgirl's got a bone to pick with the boss. Where's he gone anyway, huh? Think the rumors of him getting sick are true? Hold up. Look, there she is. That fishfolk dame we were sent to find. Hey, Goily. Can we get some, service over here?
Yes. May I help you, sir?
Hey now, you're quite the dish. I'd like to eat you up. Why don't you swim over here with a couple of free drinks? When we hit the town.
I'm sorry, but I need to work.
You know, you are pretty cute. What, stinking kill girl.
Is everything okay over here? Are these guys bugging you, Minette?
Go find yourself a sandbox, kitty. We're just having a friendly chat with the little minnow here.
Leave. Now, or I'll throw you out myself.
Can't you take a clue, you flea-bitten tot? Clearly you don't know who you're messing with. Did you see that? That stupid cat didn't stand a chance. What the?
Never mind her. We found what we're looking for. Let's get back and tell Batali. Ah!
You okay, Minette? They didn't hurt you, did they?
That was amazing. What would I do without you?
Thanks for scaring them off, Nadia. Your next dinner is on me.
Actually, I think it's time I make my move and follow them. I've got to catch me a Skullgirl, and it sounds like Mafia goons are the perfect bait to draw her out.
Sounds very dangerous. Be careful out there. You're like family to us, you know.
Nadia, do you really think the Skull Heart can bring your friends back?
There's only one way to find out. See you around, Union, and give my regards to your dad, Minette.
Alright, so this character is known as Miss Fortune, and she's actually a cat hybrid, I believe. Basically, she was part of the Fishbone gang, and she was at the verge of death, but she was able to swallow the life gem, the same gem that Cerebella was looking for. But yeah, she swallowed the life gem, and now she's been revived as a cat. She's been revived, and now she's able to fight even by stretching her limbs. You know, kind of similar to Luffy from One Piece. And speaking of One Piece, you know, her back, you know, with how she was revived is kind of similar to how Brook was, you know, when he was on the verge of dying, but yet he was able to eat the revive fruit and was able to be resurrected as a skeleton man. But Miss Fortune's story is quite the case. Instead, she has stretchable limbs, well, limbs that can actually detach from her, and she can also detach her head from her body as well. So, kind of similar to like a Dullahan, where Dullahans are able to detach their heads from their bodies. So yeah, See, and her backstory, well, not backstory, but like her main mission is to find the Skull Heart and to make a wish so that she can bring back the Fishbone Gang, the same people who treated her well. But now she lives in Little Innsmouth, and she is she is also affiliated. I wouldn't say affiliated, but she also has well, she has new friends now, so yeah. And one of them that you just saw was Minette, and she's voiced by Christina Marie Calvados. Meanwhile, not Christina Marie, but I meant Cassandra Lee Moores. That's what I meant to say.
Well, well, what have we here? That's quite the body you've got there, kitty.
Sorry, creepy lady. I'm not interested.
Oh, don't get the wrong idea. I was just admiring your scars. You've been cut clean through several times over. No one could survive that. Yet here you are, walking, talking, and shedding. Whatever's animating you could be invaluable to my research. Let's perform an autopsy and see what makes you tick.
So Miss Fortune's voice actress is Kimberlyn Tran, and if you don't know, she's the voice of Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and she's also voiced in other anime like K-On! And Skullgirls, as well as video games like Cookie Run. So yeah, she's got a good voice acting career, to say the least. And her real name is actually Nadia Fortune, but yeah, they call her actual name is like Miss Fortune, which is a play on words of the word misfortune, which is the opposite of fortune, where fortune gives you good luck, while misfortune gives you bad luck. But yeah, misfortune is actually a play on words and an indicator of a power to manipulate luck. Although that ability was actually removed. I don't know why, but yeah.
I underestimated you. I've seen all that I need to see. And I'm sure the analysis of this blood will prove most enlightening.
You just don't stop, do you?
Lady Valentine, the Skullgirl has requested your presence at the cathedral.
A nurse and a nun. Huh, where have I heard this joke before?
I'll be there soon, Double. Return and let Marie know that I found Lorenzo. His minions led me right to him. I just had to stop and perform a little experiment on our feline friend here.
Very well.
Take care, kitty. We'll have a follow-up visit as soon as these tests come back from the lab.
So, the Skullgirl is hiding out at the Grand Cathedral, is she? Never was one for churches, but here I'll make an exception. We'll be back together soon enough, guys.
So yeah, Miss Fortune, she puts on like a lighthearted persona, and she makes a lot of puns, given that she's a cat girl. But just like every other character, she's pretty much suffered a lot, and now she wants to resurrect her friends. So she pretty much hangs out with Yu Wong along with Minette, and she's friends with them. And Yu Wong actually owns a restaurant, the same restaurant that she actually works there. So yeah, she has a lot going on. She really does. And it's also been stated by the devs that Fortune, she was always with the gang, and she was just an orphan, and she learned the ways of thievery and stuff. So she was a thief, but after what happened, she became a former thief.
So, this is the Grand Cathedral, eh? Now, what's a Skullgirl like you doing in a place like this?
She followed me home, Double. Can I keep her?
You again! Don't you have an appointment with the Skullgirl?
Indeed, I did, but I'm afraid we've got a scheduling conflict. As it turns out, you've got an appointment on my dissection table, right about now. Let's not be late, or I'll have to get my spray bottle.
You couldn't beat me before, so what makes you think you can now?
Yes, my previous experiment was a failure, but I've got my lab assistant to help this time around.
May the Trinity have mercy on this poor, lost soul.
The nun is your lab assistant? Hate to break it to you, lady, but you're not gonna get much science out of this one.
Your experiments will have to wait, Valentine. She is a candidate.
A candidate, you say? Even better. Come on, Kitty. The doctor will see you now.
So yeah, there's also a few more fun facts about our feline. Basically, her ethnicity. I can't speak, but her ethnicity. However you say the word, I can't even speak. But yeah, she was like meant to be Skullgirls' universe equivalent of Latina, and considering that she has tan skin, I can pretty much see why. Another thing to keep in mind is that despite her being a cat girl, she actually has a love for small dogs, which is kind of ironic, but hey, sometimes cats and dogs can be friends. I guess you can say that. But yeah, and her pre-fight animation is also a reference to Cammy from the Street Fighter, and one of the games, which was Street Fighter Alpha, to say the least. So yeah, Fortune got a lot going on with her. Not only her backstory, but also her attacks as well. She's able to control her limbs, and it's able to, which is kind of like how Luffy does with his Gum powers. It's able to stretch out his arms and legs, even his head as well. So yeah, in a way, both Fortune and Luffy kind of have like the similar type of powers.
All right, Skullgirl, you know why I'm here.
I do.
So, no offense, but you're the last thing standing between me and my family. So let's get this show on the road.
I too have lost much to the Medicis. Do you not seek vengeance? Wishes such as yours rarely turn out well.
I've got to try. The Fishbone Gang raised me, protected me, and taught me everything I know. The least I can do is return the favor.
Your instincts are admirable. My wish was also to protect my friends.
Look, I'm gonna have to stop you before you get to the we're a lot alike you and I bit. I've come too far to turn around, so it's time to claw that heart out of you.
So be it. I hope your wish turns out well.
So yeah, it's worth noting that both Fortune and Marie, they both lost their loved ones due to the Medicis, and you know, both of them are pretty similar. No matter how much Fortune tries to deny it, they're both pretty much similar in regards to the fact that they lost their loved ones from the same people, which are the Medicis. And the craziest part is that in some early lore, Philia and Fortune, both of them were tended to be like partners in crime, which is odd considering that Philia herself is a Medici, and Fortune herself, she wants to avenge her gang, which also means defeating the Medicis. So it's kind of ironic that they try to do this, but I'm kind of glad they didn't. I mean, to be fair, they both were in promotional art together, but still, it wouldn't really make much sense. But you know, in the same way, I think it could make sense, considering that Philia probably doesn't know much about her family and what they've done. So maybe if somebody would have told her what her family has done, I'm sure she would have condemned the same actions, despite her actually herself being a Medici. So, yeah, I can kind of see the whole dynamic of Fortune and Philia being a duo. I can kind of understand that.
All right, this is it. I can't do it. I have so many new friends in Little Innsmouth. Terrible as it was, what happened, and made me who I am today. Changing that would be wrong. That's what the Skull Heart is here for, isn't it? To tempt us into doing the wrong thing. Marie said her wish was similar, and look how she turned out.
This stops here!
A temporary setback. This world will always be cursed by a Skull Heart. And so shall it always be cursed with Skullgirls. Until this world exists no more.
All that for a life lesson? How annoying. Well, better go check in on everyone back in Little Innsmouth. Get some food. I'm exhausted. Union, I'm back. I'm starving. It's time for that free meal you promised. Bring me the full Lucky Family banquet.
Nadia! There you are! Minette has been kidnapped! All the River King's daughters, and others too! Little Innsmouth is in a panic!
What? Who would dare do such a thing?
That's where I come in. My name is Irvin. I'm a private detective. The River King hired me to find his daughters, so if you have any information that might help, I'd appreciate if you shared it. The proprietor of this fine establishment was telling me that there have been numerous mafia sightings in the area recently. That's the only lead we've got, but kidnapping certainly fits the mob's MO. We're at a loss as to why they'd be targeting Dagonian women, though.
The Mafia! Maybe Marie had it right all along. Irvin, I'm coming with you. Those black-hearted bastards already took one family from me. And like hell, I'm going to let them do it again. Hang in there, Minette. We'll find you.
So yeah, that was pretty much how Fortune's story ended. Which was pretty much which is kind of like a continuation, to be precise. But yeah, Fortune decides not to use the Skull Heart to make the wish and instead destroys it, knowing that what happened has happened. Basically saying that the past is the past, and she wants to focus more on the future. So, and considering that she has new friends, she just wants to keep them safe, and she decided to get rid of the Skull Heart, which honestly is a smart move. Although there was actually another unused ending, and this time it centers on her, by the way. Basically, Miss Fortune, she ignored Marie's warning and decided to use the Skull Heart to revive the rest of the Fishbone gang, and the Skull Heart ended up granting her wish and transforming her into the new Skullgirl with the former Fishbone gang as the first members of her undead army. So yeah, that is one crazy ending, but at the same time, it's not as dark as Pale Soul's unused ending, but in a way, I'm actually glad they did not use that, because I don't think it wouldn't really make much sense, and I don't think that would be good on Fortune's character, considering that, she has new friends and she wants to continue living her life with her new friends. But yeah, but the stuff, it doesn't really end there. Apparently Minette and some of the other girls from Little Innsmouth were kidnapped by the Medicis. And so Fortune she was actually approached by a detective known as Erwin, who's voiced by Kyle Herbert, and now the two of them decided to head on a quest in order to find what they can in order to save all the girls that were kidnapped. So yeah, the Medicis are at it again. They are a notorious mafia. You know, say what you want about the Renora family, but you know, they're not as terrible as the Medicis. But yeah, that was Miss Fortune's story. Stick around for the next part because we're finally gonna find a conclusion to Philia's story. Well, not the conclusion, but like we're gonna know more about Philia's best friend, which is Carol, and how she became Painwheel. So yeah, the next story that I'll do is Painwheel's story. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Play signing out. As always, Goki Genyo, and have a star-tastic day, everyone.